Hi, I'm back with another video. This video today is going to be a different type of video than what I've done before. This video is called How Do We Know for a Fact That Kenneka was assaulted in room 926 at Crown Plaza? And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to present 10 what I'm calling pieces to the puzzle. And I believe that alone, none of these 10 things proves that Kenneka was assaulted. But when you put all 10 of these things together, it paints a much clearer picture and you can kind of see what's going on. So it's a question. I'm going to leave it like that. After you hear all 10 items, I want you to go ahead and comment if you believe for a fact that Kenneka was assaulted in room 926. I talk a lot about the cover up, but I think it's important to keep it balanced because there was a murder, right? So we have to keep that in mind and make sure that we hold everybody that's involved accountable, from the people that actually did it and the people that covered it up. Okay, so this isn't going to be a long video. I have notes and I am ready to go. That's pretty much the intro. At the end, I will also give two theories. So the first 10 items is all facts that I'm going to share with you all. You may have heard them before, but again, like I said, when you put it all together, you can see a clearer picture. So the first 10 items I'm going to present as facts, and then at the very end, I'll present two theories that kind of helps you fill in the gaps, okay? So I do have an update about um, the files. So the files are not available online. I talked to Debbie, the famous Debbie from Rosemont. Debbie's business is all over Google too, if you want the tea on Debbie. So she says they're not online. They haven't been online for quite some time. They have no plans on putting them back online. She says we have to create another request through the Freedom of Information Act. Okay, so that's the update. So now we're going to get into the puzzle pieces that I was talking about. One is, and these all pertain to how do we know for a fact that Kenneka was assaulted in room 926? Okay, the first puzzle piece is Irene's viral video on Facebook. Okay, the video is real. The video was downloaded by detectives. It was sent off to Target Forensic Files for further examination. Um, People, for a long time, that's all we had before these files came out. All we had was that live video. People analyzed the video. They definitely heard someone um, whispering, "Help me," in the background. And many people thought it was Kenneka simply because all of her friends can be viewed on video, and she was not, we weren't able to view her. So people put two and two together that it was her saying, "Help me," in the background. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you just a few examples of how this showed up in the case, and this is just to reiterate that these are facts. This is not, the video was not fake. It was not a hoax, okay? So in this first statement, the detective is talking to Monifah on, they're talking to Monifah, it looks like September 12th, okay? So September 12th, it looks like 1:30 p.m. They talked to Monifah. This is 2 days after they found Kenneka in the freezer. I'm going to skip over some parts. But In this statement, it said, this is the detective talking. I informed the blank live video has gone viral on the internet and some people are speculating it sounds like someone saying help me in the background. Blank stated she does not hear anyone say help me in the video and thinks the sound people are referring to is Chief Keef's song playing in the background. I also asked about the part in the video that mentions $200. I stated that some people are also speculating Kenneka was sold for $200. Blank stated Kenneka was talking about how she didn't want to pay $200 for parking at the hotel if it didn't work out charging the parking to the room. Blank stated she did not see any sexual activity take place during the hotel party. Okay. So that's one part where the detective straight up asked them to their face, what is this about her screaming help me in the video, okay? So that was Monifah. The detectives also followed up with Bree on September 12th, the same day. It looks like earlier, about an hour earlier than they met up with Monifah at 12:20, okay, in the afternoon. So this is again where it says, I informed blank the live video has gone viral on the internet and some people are speculating it sounds like someone is saying help me in the background. Blank stated she does not hear anyone say help me in the video and the sound people are referring to came from the song that was playing on the Bluetooth speaker. Chief Keef, check it out. Blank played the song for me off her phone and it sounded consistent with the sound from the live video. Okay, I informed blank some people are also speculating that audio from the live video suggests Kenneka was sold for $200. Blank stated Kenneka was talking about how she didn't want to pay $200 for parking at the hotel if it didn't work out charging parking to the room. Blank stated no sexual activity was occurring inside the hotel room during the party. So those two pieces of this statement sound almost identical. And let's see. Yeah, okay. So both of these happened on the same day. They were talking to the same detective. It's not verbatim. These are his notes. So he might have done even a little copy and paste job, right? He definitely used the same language to describe what they both were telling him. But it's important to note that that viral video, it was a big part of the case. And they actually should have asked more people about what was happening in that video. However, it makes sense that they would ask Monifah and Bree because those are the two that were actually seen visibly in that video. For some reason, they did not ask Irene, even though it was Irene's, she was the main one in the live video. So I don't know why they didn't ask Irene. It was also the same detective that interviewed Monifah and Bree. So for some reason, and it looks like he interviewed Irene on the same day, but for some reason he didn't ask Irene about the live video. Okay. He did ask her about other rumors on the internet that she worked for the hotel. She said no. But he didn't ask her specifically about that live video. Okay. They did bring it up, but she said Kenneka was not in any harm or danger during the live video. But he didn't specifically say, what about somebody saying, help me in the background, okay? But anyways, so that was our first clue. This is the first piece of the puzzle, that there was definitely a cry for help in the video. There's a lot of YouTubers that have enhanced the audio. At first, it wasn't clear to everybody. Everybody didn't hear it. But now you can clearly hear it. And even if you turn off the audio and you just watch the body language, something is happening in that room. Something is happening that's making them very, very, very uncomfortable in that room. Okay? The second piece of the puzzle is noise complaints. So most people have heard that the security and hotel staff were sent to the room because of noise complaints. I think that's very important because they're not loud music complaints. They're described as noise complaints, and that's a difference, okay? There's a difference between hearing people have a party, hearing loud music, and just kind of understanding that you're in a hotel versus screaming and hollering and you hear noise and you feel disturbed and can't sleep, okay? So I'm going to go to the guest that was in room 930. This is what they described. Blank recalls staying in room 930 and being woken up by loud noises at approximately 12:30 a.m. on September 9th. He stated he called down to the front desk of the hotel and advised them of a noise complaint. He stated he then went back to bed and was once again woken up at 2:30 a.m. by the loud party on the 9th floor. He stated he called down to the front desk and reported a noise complaint. He stated that he then went back to bed and did not hear any more noise or make contact with anyone. Very important. Okay, so these are noise complaints, not loud music complaints, right? Because the loud music was playing all night, right? It's a party. The loud music is going to play all night. He was able to sleep with the loud music. He wasn't able to sleep with the loud noise. Do you understand? So I'm sure there was music playing at 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m., 2 a.m., but at 2:30 he heard loud noise that made him call down to the front desk. Something was actually wrong, okay? So I think that's very telling that all over the reports it's saying loud noise, not loud music, and there is a difference, okay? So that's number two. And like I said, these puzzle pieces on their own don't prove assault, but when you put it all together, it paints a much clearer picture for us. Number three, people at the party described Kenneka Jenkins as, quote, sad. And that's not normal. Okay, we're going to go to this unknown female. She stated that everyone was drinking and smoking weed. She stated that when she saw Kenneka in the room, she was not acting like her usual self. She stated that Kenneka seemed sad at times, but then she would get up and start dancing and then sit back down. This is another friend, fake friend, whatever. It says, she stated that in the room they were all just sitting around on the bed, and she stated she did not drink or smoke any weed, but remembers Kenneka had 1 cup of alcohol the entire time they were at the party, but she was not sure if Kenneka refilled that 1 cup or not. She stated that the victim was sad due to her current boyfriend being in jail. She stated that throughout the night, Kenneka would get up and dance a little, then sit back down and become, quote, sad. So something was not right at that party, okay? I just cannot see straightening your hair, putting on your outfit, borrowing the car, going to the liquor store to turn up for a birthday party, and all of a sudden seeming sad. That's inconsistent. Going out to a birthday party and being sad, it just doesn't make sense to me. Um, so something else was going on in this room that I believe caused Kenneka to look and feel, quote, sad. This is Bree's statement. Blank also stated Kenneka was sad because her boyfriend recently went to jail, which I don't understand. If your boyfriend's a thug, he goes to jail. Nobody's fucking sad about that. Um, let's see. So, yeah, okay. So those are the reports of Kenneka being sad. I believe is very telling that she was not having a good time at that party. None of the accounts say she was having a great time at this party. Um, Number 4, Kenneka was separated from her phone and her car keys. I don't even have to look at the reports. Her friends gave her mom the phone and car keys back. Some kind of way Kenneka got separated from her phone and car keys. This was not a normal party. Again, these are all little indications that something was going on inside of this room. When you put together the help me and the glasses, she can't call anybody, she can't leave. She's sad. People are hearing all this noise. Something is going on in this room, okay? Number 5. Number 5 is no one will tell the truth. And I think that's very telling. If nothing happened, there's nothing to lie about. If nothing happened, there is no snitching involved. There was no crime. So there can be no snitching if there's no crime. There's no reason not to cooperate or point the fingers every which way if nothing happened to Kenneka in that room. I'm going to give you a good example of when I say they're lying, okay? Because these are big, bold-faced lies, okay? So, everybody wants to know, how did they get this hotel room with these who got the room, who's responsible for the room, how'd you get the room? Remember, it's Killa and Irene's birthday. Killa is a vice lord, traveling vice lord, vice lords, I don't know what you call them. And Irene lives in this neighborhood. So she's right up under them. She's affiliated. She's clicked up with them. They're doing their birthday parties together. That says a lot. Excuse me. So I'm going to tell you how this goes. So they talked to Killa. It says the party was for blank and blank recent birthdays. Blank stated that, quote, the girls got the room. So Killa says the hoes got the room. Right? Guess what Irene says? Irene says, okay, the detective says, I asked how her and Killa booked the hotel room. Blank stated she was not sure, and Killa was the one who got the room. So these people are lying. It's not even like, I think they're lying, I don't believe them, that doesn't sound right. It's like, no, they're contradicting each other's statements. There's some statements that they collaborated on, obviously, but then there's parts where it's like they're straight up pointing the finger every which way, right? So that's one good example of just how nobody in this um, party is telling the truth. And I just feel like, I just know that if there's nothing to tell, if there's no crime, if nothing happened, there really is no reason to lie. They really would be more focused on their grief and their loss and their experience than trying to cover their ass. Why would you be trying to cover yourself and there's no crime committed? It's supposed to be an accident. It's not an accident. Okay, so Number 6. And this is kind of connected to number 5, but it's totally separate. There's deleted photos from the bathroom in 926. I'm going to go to the deleted photos. From what I could tell in the statements, from what I do have, nobody else has deleted media files except for Monifah. And that's why Monifah has bad, it's not going to end up good. Okay, so she deleted, mind you, keep in mind, this is the last time you've seen your best friend. And you delete the photos. Okay, so Apple deleted media file, basically. In this particular video, it appears it is a complete Snapchat story posted to her account and is 4 minutes and 17 seconds. In the video, there's clips inside a vehicle and appears to be going to the hotel party inside the vehicle with blank. The video cuts to a clip of blank in the bathroom displaying a bottle of Hennessy. The video also shows a clip of blank in the bathroom of the hotel with Kenneka. Blank is holding a plastic cup with a dark colored liquid in it consistent of the color of Hennessy. The video then shows a clip of Kenneka inside the hotel room sitting down with the plastic cup in her hand, similar to the cup Blank was holding and using to consume the dark colored liquor. There is also another clip of Kenneka sitting down in the hotel room drinking from the plastic cup. During this time, everyone appears to be singing and dancing and appears to be no problems at all within the hotel room. That's the first deleted file. The second deleted file is another video. In this particular video, it shows Blank and Kenneka inside the bathroom of the hotel having a brief conversation, smiling and laughing. So why delete it? Why did you delete the picture of y'all together smiling and laughing? Okay, third deleted file. In this particular video, it shows Blank and Blank inside the bathroom of the hotel having a brief conversation, smiling and laughing. It also shows Blank holding a plastic cup with a dark liquid drink and it consistent of the color of Hennessy. Okay, so this is the third video. Fourth video, deleted. And this particular video is in the elevator of the Crown Plaza Hotel with Kenneka and Blank. Blank begins by talking, and you can see Kenneka appear in camera view and say something while smiling and dancing briefly. Blank turns around and briefly and looks into the camera view. Okay, last deleted file. It says in this particular video, Blank is the only one in camera view and stated, "My shorty Kenneka was out here. She'll be right on the side of me." Some of the pictures on September 9th are of Blank and Blank in the bathroom of the hotel, similar in the same fashion as the above listed videos of them in the bathroom. Why are these deleted? That's number 6. Number 7. Number 7, these are not in any particular order, but I think it's very important piece of the puzzle that we acknowledge these are gang members, and this is gang member activity. A lot of us, we know hustlers, we know players, we know pimps, but a lot of us don't really know gangbangers, okay? Unless you really been to prison, you've been to the feds, or unless you are from, area of the world that is been taken over by gangs, you probably don't really know how gangs work. I didn't know how gangs work. I grew up in the area that we just kind of clicked up according to where you live. We used to give each other nicknames. If we're out of town, then yeah, we kind of form a super clique just for safety. But there's no dues, there's no violations, there's no jumping in, there's no bringing money back to leaders, there's no wearing certain colors, there's no, it's just different, okay? So for the people that are like me, and you have to go educate yourself because you don't know what the fuck is going on with these gangs in the world, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit that I found out. And this is no disrespect to any particular gang. It was a Vice Lord party. However, the Vice Lords, from reading the statements, seem to be very proud of their affiliation with this gang. And they made it a point to let detectives know other gang members was here too. Okay? So the Vice Lords is making it clear, like, don't put all this on us, because there was some other people here too from some other gangs, okay? But I'm going to read to you what I found on the justice.gov website. And this is just to kind of, again, fill you in on how gangs work. A lot of people don't understand how serious it is. But just know that the street economy is just as robust and lucrative as the stock market and the regular economy. Street politics is just as important as government politics. Okay? Our laws, the way that they're real to us, is the same way as their laws are very, very, very real to them. Okay? So it's like two separate worlds. I'm a civilian. These are two separate worlds, but they're kind of parallel in a way, and they kind of mirror each other in a way, okay? The same way we have our army and government structure, they have their army and their government structure, okay? So what I found is on the justice.gov website, and I'm just going to read a little bit about how they operate. I'm not going to read everything, it's a lot. But we're not, okay. So it says, the organization utilizes defined membership criteria and rules. These rules are commonly referred to by Vice Lords as, quote, literature. And again, we're using the Vice Lords for an example, but they pretty much are the same. They all have this literature and these rules, right? So these rules are commonly referred to Vice Lords as, quote, literature. Members must know their literature, which includes the principles and commandments of the Vice Lords. Vice Lords also have rules requiring attendance at meetings, the payment of dues, and assisting fellow members in crimes and acts of violence if so ordered. The organization imposes punishment upon members, generally referred to as, quote, violations, including beatings for violations of these rules. Vice Lords are prohibited from speaking to outsiders about the Vice Lords or from cooperating with law enforcement authorities. Engaging in such activity would result in a violation, meaning physical injury or death. Attempts to leave or withdraw from the Vice Lords oftentimes result in a, quote, beat out, a physical beating by multiple Vice Lord members, or a green light in order to kill. Okay. Um, okay. So I think I'm gonna stop there. um, okay. Wait. I got a few more things. The purpose of their enterprise: maximize profits for enterprise leaders and members from a variety of illegal activity, preserving and protecting the power, territory, and profits of the enterprise through the use of intimidation and violence, including assaults and threats of violence, promoting and enhancing the enterprise and its members and associates' activities, keeping victims in fear of the enterprise and in fear of its members and associates through threats of violence and violence. Okay? It goes on and on and on, but you get the picture. So, all that to say, puzzle piece number 7 is just to describe that Kenneka was in an extremely hostile environment. Okay? These are people that cannot make decisions on their own because they've already joined a game and they've already pledged their allegiance to their own quote literature / commandments. Okay? If something was happening to Kenneka in that room, the people in the party are not in a position to intervene and assist or help and or care and or give a fuck and or cooperate with the police. They're just not allowed. If there was a vice lord violating Kenneka in that room, the other vice lords would have to participate in that crime. They're not allowed to stop that person. Okay? So, um, I want to move on to number 8. So there's people that believe that there was a dice game in the hallway. And I want to tell you that the dice game wasn't in the hallway. Okay? The person who reported the dice game, he said he'd been playing dice near the room's entrance at the time. Blank said quickly after they left, they came back in and left again. He wasn't sure why, but advised they walked through his dice game. He couldn't recall if they came back again or why, because he wasn't paying attention to them. But basically, he was describing being at the front entrance of the door inside of the room. Okay? He's saying when they came back in, all right, he was not in the hallway playing dice, which makes sense. Who would be in the hallway in a hotel room playing dice? So they were in the front entrance, and he's saying that the girls walked through their dice game to leave Kenneka out of the room. That's what he's saying. But the 8th piece of the puzzle is, well, who was in the hallway? And what were they doing? Because people did describe people in the hallway. And I'm going to show you that puzzle piece number 8 is the people in the hallway were lookouts. They had people stationed in front of the door looking out for police, authority, anybody that would try to intervene with what's happening in the room. Remember, there's screaming and yelling, loud noise coming from the room, right? Okay, so I'm going to read you a piece of what hotel security said. He stated that he responded to room 926 alone. He continued that when he exited the elevator, there were 2 black male subjects in their early to mid-20s on their cell phones. He told them that the front desk received complaints and that they were being too loud. One of the males stated he was responsible for the room. He recalled that one of the men texted somebody in the room to open the door. So they have a whole system. There's a man outside, so before you can even get to the door to knock on the door, you got to go through him. And he's going to text somebody inside the room to open the door. What a system, right? Okay. When the door to room 926 was opened, a black female subject wearing big glasses opened the door. He continued that there was another black male in his early 20s that was standing behind her. Okay, so she comes to the door with backup. The security stated that he did not enter the room because he was intimidated. At the door, he could smell marijuana smoke and could also smell the alcoholic beverage. I then asked if he asked blank from refraining from smoking. He said he did not. Okay. He told that, let's see, blah, 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 blah. He stated that the two, okay, so let me go ahead and read that. I'll read the whole thing. I then asked blank if he asked the group to refrain from smoking. He stated that he did not. One of the male subjects stated to him that old people call the police. He told blank that he was young and asked him to take down his phone number to call if there were any more noise complaints. Blank stated that he did not write down the subject's number. So the boy at the door told him, I'm going to give you my number. You just call me if you got a problem. Like, who the fuck is he, right? This is the lookout. This is why I'm saying this is puzzle piece number 8. They had lookouts in front of this door, okay? He did not write down the subject's number. He stated that the two guys in the hallway went back into the room and closed the door. I asked when they normally call the police, do they normally call the police for noise complaints? He said that the hotel will usually call after at least 3 warnings. Okay. So the rest is that. But I really want to read that to show you that there were people that were in the hallway in front of the door, basically looking out for security, police, or anybody that was going to interfere with what they were doing inside room 926. Number 9, the piece to the puzzle is Kenneka was injured. Your hair doesn't get messed up. You don't get all scratched up. You don't. Nothing about walking around in the hallways causes that type of problem. Hang on one second. Can you come back in 10 minutes? Nothing like that causes that type of problem, okay? I'm almost done, you guys. So, that was number 9. You can't get injured by walking. The injury, nothing that we've seen on camera would have caused an injury. The injury had to happen in room 926. And number 10, drum roll. Number 10 piece to the puzzle is room 926 is the last place that a person seen Kenneka alive. Okay? Nobody in their statement says they seen her in the hallway. Supposedly she was walking around the hotel for an hour. Not one person actually says they seen her in the hallway. Nobody's seen her in the kitchen. Nobody's seen her walking up and down the stairs. Nobody's seen her take the escalator. Like, nobody's seen her after room 926. Okay, a lot of people have speculated that those videos are edited, doctored up, photoshopped, whatever. And it's quite possible because, again, there's no human that made a statement that will testify that they actually seen her with their own 2 eyes outside of room 926. Okay? So those are the 10 pieces. So now that you've heard those 10 pieces, I want you to comment and let me know that when you know, after you put it all together, do you believe that Kenneka was assaulted in room 926? And how do you know that? Also, if you have more pieces to the puzzle, I want you to put it in the comments below, because we might want to do a part 2 for people. Okay? Now, I said in the beginning that I would add 2 theories at the very, very, very end. And I'm at the very, very, very end. So, I want to share these 2 theories because they might help fill in some gray areas. A lot of people have a problem with the idea that Kenneka was assaulted in room 926 because they can't get past the idea that these are her friends. And we're black people, right? So we can't think of that. We would do something like that. Because it's savage, right? So there's a lot of people that just don't understand that level of evil. But I want to remind people about the story of Yummy Sandiford. I hope I'm saying his last name right. But this is the 11-year-old gang member in Chicago that was killed by his own gang. And Tupac Shakur, before he died, he tried to raise awareness about this. I also want people to remember King Von, who passed away last year. I think last year. Very cute, had dimples. You know what I'm saying? He was absolutely a murderer and murdered a female, KI, right? So don't get caught up in how people look or what you think people have, or they're better than that and they wouldn't do this and they wouldn't do that. You don't know what people will do when they're involved in these gangs, okay? So I want you to think about that. Wait, I don't want to ramble. So, okay, the 2 theories. One is the police backed up all the way to the liquor store where Kenneka went. Okay. When he asked the people at the store, when asked if Jenkins might have been in the store, he thought that it might have been possible for her to have been there. He mentioned a shooting that had occurred in the past 2 to 3 weeks in which Jenkins may have known both the male offender and the female victim. Blank was unable to provide any further specifics about the incident, but stated that it was in the news. This one little hint could, in theory, be a reason for Kenneka getting a violation in that room. This is the store in their neighborhood. There is no reason that this employee should know that Kenneka, 1, seen a shooting, and that 2, she knows the male and the female involved. There's no reason why he should know that. If he knows that, who else knows that, right? If that information got out some type of way, she may have been lured to the party so that the gang could give her violation. It is possible that maybe it could have started off one way. Maybe they were just going to beat her, teach her a lesson, and then it could have turned into something totally different. Who knows? Just a theory, okay? But by their own rules, they're not allowed to cooperate. And when somebody commits a crime, you have to back them up. So this could have been a situation like that. The second theory, there's strings on Reddit and Lipstick Alley that say that Kenneka had recently flipped from being a new breed, which is, I guess, a BG, to a TVL, a traveling vice lord. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea. But it's also said that her boyfriend bragged about flipping Kenneka to his gang, right? Now, if that's true, and this was new for her, and she ended up at that party without her boyfriend. Boyfriend just went to jail. It is quite possible that the old gang basically, I don't want to say it, but they basically caught her slipping. They caught her without her security, basically, which would have been the boyfriend, right? So it's a Vice Lord party. They're all chilling. Kenneka's now a new Vice Lord, in theory, right? And then her old gang shows up because the Vice Lords kept saying, like, hey, it was other people here. No, 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 not just us. There was some other ones here too, right? They say BDs, right? Which wonky pucky them. They're the BDs, but they said a few different gangs. So it could have been the BDs and the BGs was there. There's maybe some new breeds or wherever the gang she came from. And it's quite possible that the Vice Lords stay out of it because this is gang business. Y'all are enforcing y'all rules over there. That has nothing to do with us. Her boyfriend not here. I'm not about to save her. That could have been the tone. Like, that has nothing to do with me. I'm not getting into it. That's gang business. Because mind you, this is coming from leadership higher up. Okay? So those are just two theories. I want to know what you guys think. This is a channel where we analyze facts and try to put our brains together. I really appreciate you guys' comments on my last two videos. Very, very, very insightful. I found out so much that they actually found Kenneka earlier, some other stuff. And I am going to try to get my technology better. People are like, look in the camera. I'm trying to look in the camera this time, okay? So I hope it works. But I will be back soon. I'm going on vacation to Florida where they're breathing, okay? I'm going to go to Florida for a few days and then I'm going to come back and we'll do another video sending my love and light. And I look forward to your comments. Bye-bye.